Hi, welcome back. In the previous episode, I went ahead and showed you how to build a two-piece poor man's rack. You can use with your cardboard tubes, your HDPE tubes, or fiberglass tubes. And you see here, I've got the one on the left, which is the one that I built previous to shooting the video, and the one on the right. And I did stain them different colors, and you'll see later why I'm doing that. But again, these racks are all designed with a dedicated fuse channel across the back, and I'll show you the reason why we're going to do it this way in a later video. Okay, and we'll kind of move these out of the way. For this episode, though, we're going to do a three-piece. Now, of course, all these racks are designed. As you can see, this is what the three pieces are going to look like. They're all designed to be divisible into 24, and I will explain that later on, but let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so on our three-piece, again, it's all divisible into 24. So like in this case, if you get a box of the smoke and mirrors that come with 18, well, you're going to get 3 tubes with it. That's why I keep saying hold on to your tubes, because right here I can take the 3 tubes, build this nice little rack. You kind of can see it's just the same thing as laid out as a two-piece, but it holds 3. Let's kind of adjust my camera here. It's a beautiful day, but I apologize right up front for if you hear the air compressor and some birds and cars and airplanes and everything else. It's a beautiful day. Okay, so again, I'm just using a 18 gauge 1 1/4 inch nail gun, some wood glue, and then of course my stain, which is this is a golden oak, which is the lighter color. And again, in later videos, I'll explain why I'm doing it this way. Give you some different layout options once they're all built and we're kind of ready to start putting together a show. So I've pre-stained the wood, then I cut the wood. So as you kind of see, I have the additional stain just to do touch-ups. I find it's a lot faster and a little bit easier to do it that way than to stain each individual piece when they're done. And as you can see, we're going to set up and kind of do our dry run. You got about an inch overhang on the other side to give a little bit of stability on the rack. Again, these racks are designed to kind of give you a level surface. So whether you're doing it out on the road, you're doing it in a field, you do have the option, and it's completely up to you, to screw down the tubes into the rack, or you can just let them kind of stand there and be freestanding. And I'll kind of give you my take on that later in a later video. So again, like everything else, we're going to start off, and I'm going to go ahead and get my end pieces here, or my side pieces. Again, whenever you're building these racks, when you have your basic inventory or your leftover tubes, find the tube with the biggest base, use that as your template to cut your base. A little bit off on that, but that's not going to hurt anything. Okay, I'll flip over here and get this side as well. I have so much fun building these racks. When I get a chance to actually use them, that'd be even better. So, okay, just to make sure it's nice and level. Get my corner pieces. And I'm just kind of holding it there to let the kind of glue attach between the two pieces. And I'm only doing 4 nails on each side. Again, these aren't really heavy or weight bearing, so you can use screws or you can use nails. I prefer the nails. Now, what you're not going to see here, and I find it's easier to do the end pieces, excuse me, with it standing up. That way I can kind of make sure that the pieces are level, which you're not going to kind of see here on top. And then you can just kind of eyeball. They've got about an inch extension on each side. Okay, so just to give it a little bit more stability. You don't need to be, going extravagant and making them really a long base. You'll see a whole bunch of these racks that use a piece of plywood base. It takes up a lot of room. Go ahead and get this top piece down for us. So as you can see, got a little bit of the overhang. And again, so I come over here and kind of adjust things a little bit here. So for this one, I'm kind of doing it on the side so you can kind of see it a little bit better. Again, get my wood glue down. Again, you just kind of eyeball your edges. And what I'm going to do, just one side. So like I was saying, that these racks, because you have a tube that's already on a base, you don't really need a lot of weight bearing. So you don't have to, use massive screws or anything like that. If you're using an individual tube and you're putting it into a rack, you may want to use screws on your base. It's completely up to you. Okay. So now I'm just going to show you how top, side, and bottom build up the little extension. And again, don't worry about getting, going above in the glue, because the glue will dry and it's kind of clear, so it's not going to damage anything on the look and the appearance. Just that, I stain these because when I have the show set up and people are walking by and they want to kind of check out, say, hey, what's the show going to look like? Then, it looks a lot better than just plain wood. And then, of course, you get all the ash from the fuse that goes on them, and it just looks a little bit cleaner. And again, to stain a board doesn't take but a couple of minutes to do. I think when I'm building these set of videos, I think I stained 3 boards, top, sides, bottom, all 3 of them. I think took me maybe 10 minutes. So, and then of course after I do that, I cut them to size after they dry. And it's a little bit chilly here, so it's taking a little bit longer for them to dry, but I'm out here, a nice sunny day today, and so these aren't going to take long to dry once I touch them up. Okay, so I got 2 on the side, and I'm just doing a 4. And I just do the 4 over here because it's a wider surface. And ironically, when you pick up the racks, you're going to typically pick them up by that fuse channel piece. So you will put a little bit more pressure. So then, instead of coming through and doing nails on the bottom, just doing 4 on the side will keep it attached. So. Okay. So you can see, I'm just going to kind of do each of the sides. And you can do it on the board itself, or you can do it on the fuse channel, or you can do it on the actual extension piece. Choice is yours, but just for demonstration purposes. If I was building a whole slew of these, I probably would just do it on the extension piece, because it's a little bit faster. We can see you start running into this, gravity wants to pull it down, and the glue takes a little bit for it to set up to hold. So I just want to kind of tell you, so I'm just kind of give a little bit to see if I can do it standing up. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and lay the board down. I want to make sure that it's nice and level, or I should say flush. It's just my this side, and come up here, say just the vibration causes it to move a little bit, so I'll come over here to this side. And nail guns, I love the nail guns. You can actually get them pretty cheap now. I want to get a battery operated one, so I was looking at those yesterday. So, but the ones with the air compressor, you can get as cheap as $40 at your local hardware store. So, great investment, especially when you're doing a lot of different type of racks, stuff like that, because it is a lot faster to build, and you don't have to worry about flushing the nails. I'm just going to go ahead and put. Looks like I ran out of nails, so had to refill them. And as you can see there on the bottom of the board, you kind of see a spot that will need to be touched up. I actually had seen it on another board when I was trying. So there we have the semi-finished product. Okay, it looks exactly the same. Before I stain them, I'm just going to go ahead and test. Again, find your tubes that have the biggest base. Use that as your template. Boom. That fits nice. And then later on, I'm going to show you something else I thought was really cool, and I actually stumbled across it on accident when I was building some other racks. So if you haven't liked and subscribed to our channel, you definitely want to do so, because I got a whole slew of these rack videos coming up. Again, if you're like me, you buy your product, you got the tubes. Instead of throwing out the tubes, you can just reuse them. Cardboard tubes, you may get 1 or 2 uses out of them. That's no big deal. Maybe 3. On the fiberglass and the HDPE tubes, you get definitely more use out of them. So you can tell. And then I catch that spot that's on the bottom that I just kind of, And for everything that I do, as you notice, I wear gloves. I'm not worried about getting stain on my hands. I haven't cleaned that up, or when I'm staining, I've got your nitrile gloves that I can just pick up the rack, and if I just have to touch up. In fact, you see how they're on the bottom of it, all centered on that. But and I'll do this, come in here and touch up these edges. So again, as my friends and family are checking out the layout of the site, and the shoot site, I should say, then these racks look a lot better than just a straight stair. it's going to be straight plain wood, so. I'm just going to touch up the front here. It seems a little big to me. And it doesn't take a lot of stain. Okay, so we're going to move this out of the way here real quick. Okay. So there we go. We've got a, I'm going to set that one off to dry. Kind of go back to the original one that I had built. So we've got a 3-piece standard standard poor man's rack. And then with this, again, you can screw them down. I'm not going to screw down the tubes because I'm going to show you why. This is what the coolest thing about this particular design. Okay, now I got the fuse channel in the back, so then I'm just ready to lay them out and fuse them. And of course I'll put a piece of foil tape over the fuse. Okay, so this kind of gives you a visual. I want you to check this out. This is what I like about these designs. So here is a 2-piece. Okay, so you can see 2 and 3-piece. Because the 4th of July is, you know, one day a year, unless you're going to be doing shows, you know, for birthdays or weddings or graduation. But for storage, check this out. You can actually stack the 2-piece and the 3-piece right on top of each other. Guys see? So if you screw them down, then you're going to have tubes in the way and you're going to have racks laying everywhere. Whereas you can put your tubes in like a big tote and you can stack all the racks. And both of these, they're not heavy. Okay, they're pretty lightweight. Tell, I'm just picking them up. Minimal effort. And they take up less room. So for storage, you can just store them, you know, in the corner somewhere, up in your attic, or then when you're ready, you just fuse up the back, drop in your tubes, and then fuse up your firework. You get out right there on site. So I thank you for watching the 3-piece standard poor man's rack. If you haven't liked to subscribe to our channel, please do so, and check out some other great videos from our playlist, as well as some product unboxing. Again, thank you for watching.